Time now for the morning rush. We do begin with breaking overnight news. The NTSB is investigating what caused a plane crash just outside of Santa Fe, killing one person. According to officials, the plane was attempting to land just before 8 last night at the Santa Fe Municipal Airport. That's when it went down. Officials say the pilot was not communicating with air traffic control. The one fatality is believed to be the pilot, but officials say since there were no flight plans filed, they don't have information as to who the pilot may be. Also breaking overnight, eastbound Central at Dorado's back open after Albuquerque police had it temporarily shut down due to a pedestrian fatal. Police say the investigation is still ongoing this morning. Of course, as soon as new developments become available, we'll bring them to you right here on KRQE News 13. On to a big story for you. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is investigating 170 cases of polio-like disease. That does include one in New Mexico just confirmed this week. In total, the CDC has confirmed 116 cases of acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM, in the U.S. just this year. That is up by 10 from last week. The confirmed New Mexico case was reported in San Juan County. Most of the kids with confirmed cases experience a viral illness about 3 to 10 days before the onset of paralysis. Kristen.
Crystal, we're looking at mostly sunny skies across the entire state today. There's some high clouds this afternoon and again tomorrow, but no rain or snow expected for the next 48 hours. It's late Thursday into Friday that our next big weather maker moves into the state. Crystal?
Bernalillo County deputies are still looking into a possible homicide involving a man they wanted to question. That man ended up dead in Belen. The shooting happened earlier this month at a Valero store on Rio Bravo. That's what they wanted to question him on about. Deputies say several suspects were involved but took off before they got there. One was 22-year-old Brian Romero. He was found dead in Belen on Friday. Deputies are now trying to figure out if his death was connected to the shooting. On to news happening today. Albuquerque Fire Rescue is expected to discuss what cancer prevention measures are being taken to improve firefighter safety. You might remember we did report fire officials say cancer-related deaths are becoming more common in the department. To fight the problem, AFR is developing programs to help clear gear clean and filter air in fire stations. Today, the mayor and fire chief are expected to talk about the changes at a press conference later on this morning. On to news, new at 6. The Albuquerque City Council will not vote on a proposed sick leave bill, at least for now. Under the ordinance, businesses with more than 50 employees would provide paid sick leave to workers who clock at least 20 hours a week. According to the Albuquerque Journal, the council's Finance and Government Operations Committee declined to recommend it to the full council. The committee's decision could kill the bill because of a one-year time limit on legislation. The city of Albuquerque is continuing to settle lawsuits, and it's costing taxpayers a pretty penny. Over the next 9 months, the city is going to pay nearly $16 million in settlements. Cases include a woman being awarded $50,000 after falling into an open manhole at Central and San Mateo. There were over 18 incidents of people getting paid after crashing into city vehicles. The city's risk management director says sometimes they do settle cases just to save money. We're still following the lettuce recall for you this morning. The FDA says it's now okay to eat romaine lettuce, just as long as you know where it came from. After a blanket warning against the food last week due to an E. coli outbreak, the agency says the outbreak appears to be from California's Central Coast region. The FDA says romaine from elsewhere will soon be labeled with harvest dates and regions so people know exactly what they're eating. Kristen.
Today's Metro Threat Index only out of 2, looking at some cold temperatures this morning near freezing, but no problems later on today with highs well into the 50s underneath that mostly sunny sky and winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Crystal?
On to news happening today. New Mexico State Canvassing Board will meet to certify the results from November's election. All races will be certified except those that will be recounted. We're still waiting to find out if officials will certify the Congressional District 2 race between Democrat Xochitl Torres-Small and Republican Yvette Harrell. This after a judge ordered 8,000 absentee ballots be impounded so Harrell can inspect the votes. Those votes gave Torres-Small the lead. In just a few hours, commuters along I-40 will see a familiar face. We're talking about the tumbleweed snowman. He's back. It's been a tradition since 1995, signaling the start of the holiday season. Crews from Mamafka, the local flood control authority, put together the tumbleweed snowman. On the snowman, you'll notice an old 55-gallon drum for a hat and an axe handle for a nose. He should be out around 8:30 this morning, so keep an eye out for him. Kristen.
Time now for a check on your morning commute. Not seeing any major crashes out there, just quite a bit of construction on the map. We've also got our news tracker out and about this morning, headed eastbound on Paseo near Coors. Clear sky on top, nothing much when it comes to traffic at this hour. Of course, we'll keep eyes on that for you throughout the morning. And welcome back. We're taking you back about 3 years. On this day in New Mexico, we actually had a rare freezing rain event occur out across eastern and southeastern New Mexico. It dropped about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of ice out there. Some severe travel impacts in that area. And on top of that, some light snow. So that was 3 years ago today. Good news is we don't have that in the forecast today.
Oh, that is good news. All right, time for the 5 facts.
We start with number 5. This year's Albuquerque River of Lights will feature something extra, food items. Created especially for this event, executive chef Tom Garten created a festive menu of sweets and gourmet hot chocolate. He says his inspiration came from Disney's theme parks. The special desserts will only be available during River of Lights. Chef Garten says Loco Coco is also available with alcohol. You just have to ask.
And number 4, now an APS football coach and PE teacher is back on the job this morning. This after being suspended for making physical contact with a player. Volcano Vista's head football coach Chad Wallen served a half-game suspension last week for an incident during a Cibola High Volcano Vista quarterfinal playoff game. Wallen is seen on video first bumping into the Cibola High player. Then he appears to use his right arm to push the player to some level. The parent of the player involved says he's not happy with the discipline handed down. APS tells us the district feels it's addressed the issue.
At number 3, sunny and warmer for the next 2 days, but a storm system drops in late Thursday into Friday, bringing more wind, rain and snow and cooler temperatures to the state. This will continue over the weekend.
Number 2 now this morning, the city of Albuquerque is continuing to settle lawsuits ranging from police car crashes to people tripping over cracks in the sidewalk. It's costing taxpayers a pretty penny. Over the next 9 months, the city is going to pay nearly $16 million in settlements. Cases include a woman being awarded $50,000 after falling into an open manhole at Central and San Mateo. There were over 18 incidents of people getting paid after crashing with buses, APD units, or other city vehicles. A health alert makes our number 1. The CDC is investigating 170 cases of polio-like disease. This week, 1 case was confirmed in New Mexico and San Juan County. In total, the CDC has confirmed 116 cases of acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM, in the U.S. this year. That's up by 10 from last week. If you want to learn more about this, go to our website, always on KRQE.com.
More news and weather coming up at 7 a.m. on Fox New Mexico.